If you're ever curious, I'm teaching, I don't know, I have like 47 agents right now. 2 of them are younger than 25, and they're absolutely crushing right now. 47 right there. I mentor them on this. I give them the and help them keep doing what I just did. And so if you're ever curious about like that, this is me, my brother. You can pop into domoredealswithdaniel.com, and I'll give you all you need to know about if you're ever curious about working one-on-one with me on a one-on-one basis. You know, in the last 2 weeks, we've had like closings. I got 3 more set to close this week. So I need to like rebuild my active inventory. So this is good. What you're going to do is you're going to run into people that are going to push you back on the professional fee. That's fine. As long as you go through them all, you go through the for sale by owner, which I did. You know, when he said, I'm going to just sell it myself, my initial, right out of the gate, boom, somebody says, I'm going to sell it myself. I'm like, okay, Martins, I totally appreciate that. I can see why you would want to do that. And I'm imagining that saving on the professional fee is probably the main reason, you know, the commission is the main reason you want to do that. They're like, he's like, yeah, I sold properties myself. I said, yeah, absolutely. And I said, so what I did is I went right back to motivation. So, well, you know, when we initially spoke, you had mentioned you don't want agents and buyers trudging through your home at all days, all times of the day. Is that right? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, that's something that's going to happen if you don't hire me. You're going to have to handle all that because they're going to want to come when they want to come. And he was like, well, you know, I can have them come whenever I want, and it'll be, you know. And I said, well, buyers work in their schedule. So I said, if you are not available at a time that they can do, they're not going to come see your property. He didn't care. Then I said, you know, well, and obviously too, you know, I said, look, you can put it on Zillow, no doubt. Zillow's got like 42% market share. That's a monster number for one website. Can I share with you the downside of that? What would be concerning about that? I said, well, you're missing the other 58 to 59% of buyers that don't use Zillow. Everybody doesn't use Zillow. You know, a lot of them use Realtor.com. Well, you have to have it with a real estate agent to get on Realtor. So now it was starting to go, but he said, yeah, but I just want to do it myself. I don't want to pay. Let me ask you a question. It sounds like you just really want to save on the professional fee. I said, well, I can ensure and guarantee you that 100% of the buying public is seeing this beautiful property, getting those buyers to compete with each other. You know, the most amount they're willing to pay is going to come to the purpose, right? And he was like, yeah. I said, awesome. Well, that's going to more than make up for the fee that you're going to pay me to do it. And at the end of the day, that you are insured. You can guarantee you are getting the absolute most. All of those buyers out there, 100% of them are willing to pay. If you knew that was possible, wouldn't you want to just put me to work and hire me? And he said, well, I want to do it myself. So I went through commission. I went through, there's other commission handlers I went through with him. I said, I may be protecting the value of my own fee. I said, you can be sure I'm going to be equally as tough, fighting tooth and nail for every dollar of equity that you've earned in this home for the past 5 years that you owned it. Because I'm going to imagine that that's going to be really important when you hire me as an agent. He said, yeah. And I said, so why don't you just put me to work today? He just kept saying, nope, Dan, I want to do it myself. That was 2 weeks ago. He just called me back, and I did not burn the bridge. I said, whatever you need, I'm here for you. And he said, just now, as you heard, all right, when can your photographer come out? What did I just give him massive amounts of? Value. He came back because of value. Exactly, Shah. That's going to be a 3. I think it's going to probably trade a little more than 350. He had him 350 at 3.5%. Now I'm willing to do it at 3. He's a buyer and investor. And he told me all the groups he pays, his investor groups. So he flips property. He's going to become a buyer of mine. So of course, I can just have him go out and take a look at the property and give me what he can do. And then what will happen is he'll buy it cash. If he flips it, I'm his agent. Or I'll do a wholesale deal, get a spread of 10 or 20 grand, 30, and then he buys it. Now I'm thinking long term. There's plenty of money for everyone.
When you're taking out a loan as an investor, it's a non-owner occupied property. So you're at least putting down 20%. And if you're talking about a property that's, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, you're talking about $100 grand. It's a lot of money. So if you're going to do a seller finance or let's say subject to, how do you negotiate like a down payment to the seller?